What's going on, guys? My name is Steve. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm just an American guy on a journey to discover my British and Irish ancestry. Today, we're going to be reacting to Cockney rhyming slang. I have no idea what this is. I've heard about it quite often, actually. A lot of people have recommended I check out Cockney rhyming slang ever since I started this channel, probably. I mean, it seems like most videos, someone recommends this, when I'm scrolling through the comments. But this is the first time I'm getting around to checking it out. So I don't really know what to expect here, but let's just go ahead and check out what Cockney rhyming slang is.
Today I want to examine a unique and extremely creative form of English slang called Cockney rhyming slang. Cockneys are traditionally defined as people living within earshot of the Bow Bells of the St. Mary-le-Bow Church in the East End of London. But the term Cockney has come to refer to working-class Londoners in various parts of the city and surrounding areas.
So what was it traditionally? Where did that word come from? What was the meaning behind that word originally to term those people in that area Cockneys or Cockney people, or however you would say that?
Cockney rhyming slang was first mentioned in a book published in 1859 and had probably begun to be used in the 1840s. So what the heck is it? Okay, I'll give you the most basic and cliché example of Cockney rhyming slang.
I went up the apple and pears.
The phrase apples and pears is a substitute for the word stairs. So you take a word that rhymes with the original word and then use it to create a pair of related words. That pair of words now represents the original word. In this
Okay. So is it always a pair? It sounds like it's going to always be a pair. So you would have to, so instead of I went up the pears that could represent stairs, you'd have to always have this first word here to be Cockney rhyming slang. So would something like I went up the hares and bears, would that, wait, no, you don't have to have the first one rhyming. So I went up the trees and bears, would that work for this? Would that represent stairs? Or am I missing something in regards to that, the way that's put together? That's interesting. I've never seen like slang like this before.
In this case, stairs. Here's the most interesting part. The second word of the pair, the one that rhymes with the original word, is usually left out, as in, I went up the apples.
Wait, what? Okay, I went up the apples. I mean, like, to me, if someone said I went up the apples, I would have no idea what they were saying. If someone said I went up the apples and pears, I could potentially guess they were saying stairs if I already knew they were trying to do Cockney rhyming. But if I went up the apples, I don't think I'd ever guess that. Wow. I think this is something that to really be really good at it, you'd have to kind of be from this area or study this a while to really understand the slang. This seems like a very complex form of slang.
But how are you supposed to know what it means? Well, originally, this kind of slang was not meant to be understood by everybody. It was created by street merchants and criminals in order to prevent other people from understanding what they were talking about.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it soon became a colorful form of expression rather than just covert communication. Let's look at some more classic examples. We'll start with the word house. A rhyming word is mouse. A complementary word is cat.
And mouse.
So cat and mouse means house.
I went inside the cat and mouse and up the apple and pears.
It's
Oh my goodness, man. This would take me forever to figure out. Like, seriously, man, this really is complex. It really is. Like your average person is not going to have a clue that you're saying, I went inside the house and up the stairs. When you say I went inside the cat and mouse and up the apples and pears, no one, I can't imagine anybody I know, if I told them that, I can't imagine they would have a clue what I was talking about. Even if I said, oh, it's a clever way of saying something else, they still would have no clue what I was saying.
theoretically possible to shorten both of the rhymes and say the sentence,
I went inside the cat and up the apples.
but it would probably be said the long way in order to be less confusing.
Okay.
Here's another example using an animal word. The original word is phone.
Bone.
Phone rhymes with bone. What animals are normally associated with bones? Dogs, of course.
So I went and answered the dog and bone. Would that be a way to say that? I'm trying to figure that out before he says it, see if I can kind of grasp this. I went and I answered the dog and bone. Or Shirley was on the dog and bone. Yeah.
So dog and bone means phone. So there's this sentence,
Pass us the dog.
meaning pass me the phone.
Okay, yeah.
In Cockney speech, sometimes the plural pronoun us can be used with the singular meaning instead of me. Here's one more sort of household object, freezer.
Freezer. How is Lisa? What's Lisa have to do with the freezer?
Household object, freezer. A rhyming pair is Mona Lisa.
Oh, Mona Lisa. Okay. So I guess that's true. It doesn't really have to have anything to do with the original word, really. It's just got to have a rhyming freezer, Lisa. I guess that could.
Notice here that in my North American accent, Lisa and freezer don't.
Oh, that's what it is. I'm like, I don't understand how that rhymes, but it depends on your accent. Because I would say Lisa and freezer. I'm guessing that people with some British accents may say Lisa and Frieza. They probably would leave off the ER and maybe change this. It would sound like an A.
Rhyme. But the Cockney dialect and most dialects of England are non-rhotic, meaning that the R consonants are only pronounced before vowels. Freezer in North American English is Frieza in Cockney English. And Lisa rhymes with Frieza.
Okay.
I got some hands and feet from the Mona.
This sentence seems a bit strange. You've got
Some hands and feet from the Mona. What? I literally would not have a clue. This is really interesting. This would take me so long to really grasp. And I'm guessing that's like for a lot of people. I'm guessing, it takes people from that area, from maybe the London area specifically, to really understand this type of slang, unless you studied it for a while from, if you lived elsewhere, because I don't think most people would get this at first. It would take a while.
hands and feet in your freezer? Well, no, actually, that's another piece of rhyming slang, meaning
I think that's something I've been noticing when I look at these types of videos about, pronunciation and accents and things like that. I think I'm beginning to notice that most Americans, when we speak English words, we are very literal with the way we say them. We say them as they're written. I think that people, in certain British accents generally say, like he said, you don't say the R after a consonant. Is that what he said? I think. Anyway, I think you get what I'm saying. I think that's what's going on here.
meat. But speaking of hands and feet, here we have a pair of Germans. German what exactly? German bands. And bands rhymes with hands.
Oh,
German bands refers to traveling musicians from Germany who used to perform in British cities in the 19th century. Another one. Here we have a pair of plates. Plates of what? Plates of meat, which of course rhymes with feet.
oh my
And
goodness.
here's your loaf. Loaf of bread, of course. Bread rhymes with head. And here's your boat.
Boat
Short for
of-
boat race.
boat race.
Rhymes with face.
Oh my goodness.
And here are your minces.
Mince pies rhymes
Mince
with
pies,
eyes.
which rhymes with eyes. And this one can be heard all the time. And here's your north and south. In other words, your mouth. There are often a number of different rhymes with the same meaning. Here we have bottle
Wow.
of beers, or King Lears, or lords and peers. Of course, these all rhyme with ears. So we could refer to your ears as your bottles, or your kings, or your lords. There are lots of Cockney rhymes that include cultural or
Wow.
literary references.
There's a cup and Geoffrey on the table.
Geoffrey comes from Geoffrey Chaucer, and Chaucer rhymes with saucer. Geoffrey Chaucer is called the father of English literature, and is the author of the Canterbury Tales.
Let me boil some water in the handle.
Hansel comes from Hansel and Gretel, which is more like Hansel and Gretel in Cockney pronunciation, and Gretel rhymes with kettle. Hansel and Gretel is a German nursery rhyme published by the Brothers Grimm in 1812. So here we should note that the T in water, as well as the T in Gretel, is generally pronounced as a glottal stop in Cockney English. So while in some British accents it would be water, in Cockney it's water, and rather than Gretel, it's Gretel. And we heard the same thing before in the word bottle, which is pronounced bottle.
Bottle. So, okay. So a lot of times the R's are not pronounced at the end of a word. And the T's generally are not pronounced in the middle of a word. All right. Water, Gretel, bottle. Okay.
Other rhymes reference celebrities and influential people.
Tell me the babe.
Babe comes from Babe Ruth, the legendary American baseball player. Ruth rhymes with truth, so this means tell me the truth.
Tell me the truth.
Let's go for a couple of Britneys.
Britney comes from Britney Spears, the American pop singer.
Beers.
Spears rhymes with beers, so this means let's go for a couple of beers. From that last one, you can see that new Cockney rhyming slang is being created all the time.
So this is something I'm finding really interesting here. With Cockney rhyming slang, even people that are very used to it from the area, for example, if they didn't happen to really know who Britney Spears was, or they just weren't thinking about Britney Spears or whatever, right? If someone said, let's go for a couple of Britneys, I'm guessing that they would have no clue, like I didn't. They would have no clue what they were talking about because if they didn't know who Britney Spears was, for example, they couldn't picture the Spears at the end. Therefore, they would not have no clue what that last word was, how it was rhyming. You know what I mean? Wow, dude, this is a very complex slang. It really is. This is the most complex slang I've ever seen in my life.
With beers, so this means let's go for a couple of beers. From that last one, you can see that new Cockney rhyming slang is being created all the time. There are classic rhymes and there are modern rhymes, but whether these modern rhymes are legitimate Cockney rhyming slang or not is up for debate. Some of them are widely considered mockney rather than Cockney. Mock meaning imitation or fake.
Okay.
Cockney rhyming slang is not only used by genuine Cockneys these days, it has found its way into the speech of people all over the UK and even further afield. And some people imitate a Cockney accent and throw in Cockney rhyming slang even though they're not from London and not working class. If we take a look at Britney Spears on cockneyrhymingslang.co.uk, we see that opinions are divided over whether this one is classic, modern, or mockney. I would think that this one should be modern or mockney, since a classic would be something like apples and pears that has been used for decades.
Forever, yeah.
If you liked the rhyme,
Britney Spears has only been around for 20 years or so.
If you don't like it and think it's corny and inauthentic, you'd probably say it's mockney. So what do I think? Is it modern or mockney? Well, I ain't British, so I ain't got a Scooby. Scooby. Scooby-Doo. Clue. Ain't is a negative copula and auxiliary verb that originated in Cockney English. Ain't got means haven't got or don't have. There are a lot of Cockney rhyming slang expressions that are rude, naughty, and downright dirty. We're going to avoid the rated R ones, but the next couple are kind of PG-13.
That bloke over there is a merchant.
He's a merchant.
Merchant banker.
Banker.
Wanker.
Oh. I've heard that said, but I really don't exactly. I know it's a negative phrase. It's something that, generally speaking, is you're not talking kindly about someone if you use that phrase. But I really don't know exactly what it means. You know what I mean? It's one of those iconic British phrases. I don't know why. I don't even know where I've heard it, probably in movies or whatnot. But I still don't really understand what it means, except it literally means someone's negative. I don't know if you're basically saying they're stupid or yeah, I don't even know what it really means. Maybe someone in the comments can let me know what that means.
Last night I got a bit Brahms and fell on me Harris.
Brahms and list. Pissed, as in pissed drunk.
Okay. Okay.
Aristotle. Bottle. Bottle and glass. Arse. To finish this video, I'd like you to practice the pattern of Cockney rhyming slang by creating your own Cockney rhyme.
Oh, man.
So the genuine Cockneys out there, I'm sorry for the sacrilege. I know that I'm encouraging large-scale mockney, but it's all for the purpose of understanding the pattern of genuine Cockney rhyming slang. So remember the pattern. Take a word, like socks. Find a rhyming word, blocks. Add another word to make a pair, Lego blocks. Then take away the rhyming word, Lego. Then in the comments, write a sentence that gives some context so we can guess the word. My feet were cold, so I put on me Legos.
Oh my goodness, man. Well, let's see. Take a word. Man. Shirt. No, shoe. Shoe. Find a rhyming word. Blue. Dark blue. Take away the rhyming word, dark. Oh my goodness. I have no idea. This is something I would need to write down in front of me to really try to do. Take a word, bear. Okay, let's do that one. Bear's a little bit better. Find a rhyming word, hair. Okay. Add another. Well, wait. Yeah, bear, hair. Add another, long hair. Get rid of long. Okay. I was chased by some hair. Man, this is difficult, man. This is something that I would have to like try for quite a bit before I would really get it. I mean, I understand the basics of it now, but trying to actually piece together it, on the fly is something like, man, this would take me a little bit of time to really grasp. But yeah. No, I don't think you do, man.
Be sure to follow Lang Focus.
That was not good at all. Guys, this was fun. I'll probably do another one of these Cockney rhyming slang videos. I kind of want to learn this a little bit. Like I said, I kind of get the gist of it. I understand kind of how it's pieced together, but it's one of those things that is so new to me that I would literally have to sit there and, try this for quite a while to really grasp how to put together a proper, what would you call this? Just a proper rhyming slang, or a proper Cockney rhyme? Or would you call this a proper Cockney sentence? I don't really understand how I would, I'm putting together this sentence, right? So like, what would you call that sentence? Just a Cockney rhyming sentence? I don't know. Or a Cockney rhyme? Or would that just be Cockney slang? I don't really know exactly how you would say what that sentence itself is. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others, especially if you have any other related videos, like other Cockney rhyming slang videos or things like that, that you think I might find interesting. I definitely want to look into this a little bit more because, like I said, this was fun. And I really enjoy, unique things like this. So, yeah, guys. Please hit that subscribe button to follow me on my journey to discover my British and Irish ancestry. Until next time, guys, peace.